Hi. So I haven't made a video in a while, and I thought I'd let you guys take a look at a game from the Chinese Championship, which I thought was pretty amazing. So this is a position from Zhao versus Xiu from the Chinese Championship in Xinghua, Jiangsu, played on the 8th of April 2011. Here, Black came to regret playing G7 to G5 earlier because it severely weakens his king side. And here, White started on an amazing combination which allowed him to win the game. Well, not quickly, but it was a very deep strategical calculation. So, can you predict what White played here? So, White played the imaginative bishop takes d6, and it's actually really amazing how far ahead he sees here. So, and it's probably not that simple to see all the strategic elements that are involved in this sacrifice. So the main thing to notice here is um, there's a lot of open space around the black king. Also, his pieces on the queen side, they're focused all on the queen side play. For example, they're just trying to attack white's queen side, so they can't defend black's king. So white plays bishop takes d6. Obviously, black has to react here because the rook has been attacked. So black plays queen takes d6. Obviously, moving the rook away, that would just admit defeat because white's just taking one of black's major central pawns, and he can lock together the position with e5, and black's king will be really weak. White might be able to play bishop b1 and queen c2 and try to attack the king that way. So black is obliged to take here, accept the sacrifice. So queen takes d6, and white plays e5. Black has no time to take this pawn, so he must react to his queen being attacked. He plays queen e7, and here white plays knight g3, which is a very strong move. In fact, this is actually white is trying to move black's knight away from h5, and this isn't actually an offer of an exchange because white doesn't plan to take back. Here black can't play knight g7 because white simply plays knight e4, and white's knight landing on f6 will be crushing. So instead, black played knight takes g3, and white here shouldn't recapture because this gives black time to regroup. Black will play f5, cutting off white's bishop, and if white wants to open that diagonal again by playing e takes f6 en passant, there's nothing much in here for white. I mean, maybe he has a decent attack, but black's definitely got defensive resources here. So white plays the amazing move rook f6, which is actually quite a deep calculation. This cuts off black's queen's defense of g5, which is actually quite important because white can now just proceed to roll black over by playing queen g4 and queen takes g5. Also note that white's simply leaving the black knight here. The black knight can't do anything. It can't escape, so white has time to do this. In the game black played king g7. Probably better would have been bishop takes c4, and now one sample variation goes h takes g3, bishop takes d3, queen takes d3. And here, even though black's a piece up, his king side is very difficult to defend. And white probably calculated all this back on 5 moves ago when he sacrificed that bishop on d6. And white probably here recognized that even though he's a piece down here and there's no immediate clear win, he knew that black can't defend his king side in this position. So here a sample line would go king g7, queen e3, then queen takes g5, rook h8. So black can't defend the pawn, so he's just leaving room for the king to go backwards. And now white plays rook af1, delaying the capture of the pawn. Black moves his other rook into the defense. Queen takes g5 check, king f8, and now white can win with a combination here. Rook takes f7 check, queen takes f7, rook takes f7 check, king takes f7, queen f6 check, king e8, queen takes e6, check, king d8, d5, white crashes through, and this is a winning position. White's pawns are just going to queen, and also black's king safety is very questionable. So instead, black played 19 king g7. Now white played queen g4, again delaying capturing the knight. White just wants to finish black off quickly before he has a chance to regroup. So obviously capturing the knight would be incorrect because it gives black a chance to regroup. Rook g8. And now here white has time to capture the knight because probably he saw that queen takes g5 check. Probably gives black a bit of time. King f8 attacks the queen. And now maybe white has to check again and then capture the knight. White probably thought it was better to capture the knight first. And now the game continued, knight b7, and white keeps building on his attack, rook af1. So white had to calculate all this as well, presumably from his sacrifice 6 moves ago. And white also recognized that in this position, black would have real trouble defending his king side. Knight d8, queen e4, so white attacks 2 different sides of the board at once, both the rook on a8 as well as threatening queen h7 check. Black plays queen b7 defending the rook, and now white plays the strong move d5, which avoids a queen trade. Obviously the queen trade would be unfavorable for white because as a general rule, whenever you're up material you should trade pieces, and whenever you're down material you should avoid the trade of pieces. So here d5 completely cuts off black's queens, eyeing down on the long diagonal. Rook h8, and here white played the amazing move queen g6 check, and this finishes black off. So here if black plays king f8, white plays d takes e6, and there's nothing to stop white from playing rook takes f7 check and winning the game. So instead the game continued 25 f takes g6, rook takes g6 check, king h7, black's king is caught in the mating net here, and after rook takes g5 check, king h6, rook g6 check, king h7, rook g4 check, king h6, rook f6 check, king h5, rook h4 check, and black resigned here as the next move will be checkmate after king g5, rook g6, and the game is lost. So yeah, that was a very, very deep calculation back on move 16. I mean, a lot of the aspects they weren't actually tactical, but they were strategical. I mean, white recognized at many stages that even though he doesn't have any decisive move in like a position like this, he saw that black would have real trouble defending his king, and he knew that because black's pieces were massed on the queen side, they wouldn't be able to rush back in time to defend the king. So a very strong game by Zhao here, and yeah, thanks for listening.